Hi folks, this is Dragon. Down the bottom of our retreat at the moment. We're going to pump the bore and fill up the tank before we head back to civilization tomorrow. So I'll give you a bit of a talk on what we've got here. What we've got is a what we call a bore, a water bore. Fittings on the top, gate valve on the with the green handle on the right there, and a smaller tap on top there, just where it connects to the black 1 1/4 inch poly pipe. Now this bore casing is down 120 feet, and the actual submersible pump, 240 volt single phase pump, is sitting around about 100 feet. Now because of the soil type around here, it's one of those bores that's got to be worked all the time, otherwise they silt up very quickly. In the back there we have what we call a gauge. Now by connecting a 12 volt tyre pump like this one here, it pumps air down an air line into the bore through a very thin plastic hose that comes out just above the submersible pump. And that gives you an indication of how much water's in the bore, and more importantly how much water is above the submersible pump itself. So working on the red scale, it's got about between 20 and 30 psi back pressure. So when I'm pumping, I've got to keep an eye on that. So as I'm pumping, the water, that gauge will drop, as long as it doesn't drop below 10. That usually means that the water level is starting to get a bit dangerously low around the submersible pump down below. And as we all know, water pumps, they don't like to run dry. It does all sorts of weird things to the impellers in it. And also it needs water around the stainless steel casing to keep it cool while it's running. And this bore's been down about over 10 years. Mr. Dragon and myself water divined this one along the back boundary fence here, but to make sure that we had the right spot, we actually called in a professional water diviner who does a lot of work for the mines out west. And they sink bores down for water for their operations. So at the time he did it, he got a reading roughly 90 feet down with a flow rate of about 400 to 500 gallons an hour, which is very good for domestic use. But about 2 or 3 years later, by the time we got the resources to get it, namely money, to get the bore put in, we're in drought, and the guy that came out, we went down to 90 feet, somewhere between 90 and 100 feet, and we just got wet sand, no flow. So I tell you, I was sweating blood that day. So we took it down to 120 feet, and we got good water at with a good flow rate. He sampled the water and said it was very good water. Now I should add that during the drought, this is one of the few bores in the area that didn't go dry. But for us out here, at the moment, this is our primary and only source of water. So as you can imagine, our retreat is only sustainable for as long as we've got fuel to pump the water out of the ground. We've got a number of projects in the works at the moment this year, hopefully to catch some rainwater tank, put some rainwater tanks in up the top and get some rainwater off those vans up the top. So there it is, folks. You can see very thick bush. This poly pipe here, 1 1/4 inch poly pipe, runs about 200 yards up to the site. Runs uphill, roughly 30 to 35 degree incline. Runs through very thick bush, which wasn't there when we laid the pipe. Through the drought, you could virtually walk through there. So there it is. Now to put a solar pump here. Solar pumps are very good, but they have limitations, and pumping water uphill 200 yards or so is stretching it a little bit. Also, we're just panning around here, we've got a lot of tree cover, so we're going to have a lot of shadowing effect, so you might only get 1 or 2 hours a day sunlight for the solar panels to operate. The sun's in the west at the moment. It's a cooler part of the day, it's about 4:30 local time. Putting a wind pump on here, windmill. Well, you've got to get them up above the tree lines. We're down in a bit of a valley here, and as with all wind operated equipment, you've got to get them up the tree lines to get away from the wind turbulence, be that a wind pump or a wind generator. So as you can see, they're going to have to go up quite a fair way. Anyway folks, that's the short story of it. That's the generator on the back of the vehicle there. I'll fire out a minute. It's no point video while that's going because you can't hear a damn thing. So I'll just give Mrs. Dragon a call up the top. She's got the handheld radio, and just give her a radio check and let her know I'm about to start pumping. All going well. Tango Bravo Tango 1, radio check.
Mag clear, over.
Roger, about to start the pump.
Roger that.
Okay folks, that's about it. So I'll catch you guys later.